It's your birthday, right? And guess what? It's blast and a half, and I have the LinkedIn Energizer like dance queen here. So June, thank you so much for joining, and everybody who's here today on Blast and a Half. We came prepared, right?
We did. Playlist.
And we also came with some amazing ideas about how dancing actually can work in your job search. Get that.
In your favor. Yes, exactly.
Right? We know that not only on LinkedIn, but on TikTok, this woman is like the most inspiring and amazing energizer for your search. And she gives away tips and all that amazing stuff. But Junette, or June, as we all know and love her, I mean, congratulations, first of all, on your incredible rise. I know we share a lot in common being a dancer, but what I love about you is how you're taking it, of course, to the next level. With now 4,600 followers on TikTok. Don't forget to follow Build with June. I'll put that in the chat. But I guess what I really want to know right here and now is, why is dancing such a thing for you? And why should job seekers play around with this and use it as part of their search?
Yes. Just to kind of give you a short story.
Well, we can hear you, June.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Hold on.
You can't hear me?
I think we got her back.
Can you guys
I think
hear me?
I heard you. Nope.
Can you hear me?
But you're lip syncing.
Oh no.
Oh no. We can't hear June. We will. She'll come on.
Can you hear me now?
Can't hear you. Can't hear you.
Really? I can hear you.
We had you. So we'll go.
Do you want me to hop off and hop back on?
Can't hear you.
Really weird. Can you hear me?
I think we're close. We did a mic test.
You did.
Oh, dude.
Can you hear?
Can't hear you.
Oh, everyone else hears me. So now it says she hears me. You can't hear me though.
Nope, can't hear you.
You. Can you all hear me in the comments? Let me know.
Can't read your lips. Oh no.
No.
Well, as you know, this is. Oh, we can hear. You can hear her perfectly. Ah, it's me. Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. It was me. See?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you perfectly. Let me stop this music.
Okay. This is the beauty of live, y'all.
In this dance party. Oh my God. Hello. Thank you.
Let's try this again. This is the beauty of live, y'all.
I'm working it out.
6 a.m. Okay. And I'm whispering everyone because everyone at home is still sleeping. I'm in the Bay Area. So
yes.
Why? Oh, I hear a little bit of an echo, but why dancing is so important to me is, as you know, I see some people here. So no, Gabe, Andrew, who's been part of my community, and Lauren, of course. You know, I was laid off last year due to COVID, and for me, I went through a major depression. And hearing about the 900 people being laid off last week from Better.com just kind of struck a chord with me. But for me, dancing was very therapeutic. It got me through my depression, anxiety. I grew up, we share the same commonality and dream of being a dancer growing up, wanting to be a dancer. My parents couldn't afford to put me in dance classes. So when I was laid off, I just started, before I was doing videos on LinkedIn, I was doing TikTok dance videos as a way to express myself and to help overcome that depression. And for me, the reason why I highly suggest job seekers to have their own dance parties or find something that they love, especially too, if you're going to an interview and you're super nervous, when you get your body moving, it just calms down that anxiety, that pressure. It increases your endorphins. So I always highly suggest, if it's dancing, if it's working out, taking a walk, going out for a run, if you are in a position where you just are just feeling so anxious before your interviews or you're stressed, move your body. It's not only going to do your body well as far as your physical health, but your mental health too.
Oh, Absolutely. So moving your body, I know that when I'm like feeling depressed or when I'm feeling like really low, it's almost like I don't want to do anything. So this is the game changer. Whenever you don't want to do something, it's always great to be able to do the opposite. Because even though it's so counterintuitive and you're like, oh my goodness, there's no way that I'm going to feel better by doing what I don't want to do. It's like kind of like the hidden secret, right? Like
Yeah.
I just want to like, plop myself on a couch and watch Netflix, or do I want to have my own dance party? Like for real?
Right.
Not exactly. But at the same time, that is absolutely part of the game changer. And we know in the job search, especially being on our side, and I should have mentioned, so now you're a recruiter at Facebook or at Meta, right?
Yeah.
So, obviously the dance moves worked out really well for you. But aside from that, when you're in that state, especially around networking, especially around interviewing, and even when you have a rejection, right?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Yes.
So
And like that's the thing too, is like when I say have your own dance parties, you want to be like your own hype woman or hype man, right? It's obviously amazing to have like this LinkedIn community, have those supporters, have those mentors. But at the end of the day, if you don't believe in like it took a while for me to post my first dance video on LinkedIn because I was super cautious. I was super paranoid, thinking that, man, if I post this video on LinkedIn, are people going to think that I'm not being professional, or is it going to lose my credibility as a recruiting expert? And the answer is no, because I'm still posting dance videos. The thing is too, I don't know where I'm going with this, but at the end of the day, if you enjoy doing something that allows you to express yourself, that allows you to get you into a space where you're in that creative flow, embrace it, share it. Because at the end of the day, these little passions, these little hobbies, they're all part of your personal brand, right? And for me, I think like I've kind of built this persona on LinkedIn, like, oh, I'm a dance mom, I'm a millennial dance mom, right? I'm embracing it because that's part of me, right? And everyone that I work with, they love my LinkedIn content, and that's the thing too. Like, I think we're kind of going towards like personal branding, right? I always encourage job seekers to share their hobbies, their passion projects on LinkedIn, because this is what's going to help you stand out.
right. So don't hide those dance moves. Right? Like bring them to the stage.
Yes.
Bring them out if that's your thing, or do them in private. Who cares? But I think that the whole point is that can be a mood bender and set you up for that amazing kind of like domino effect that can happen once you start moving your body. And I've always thought music saves lives, so you find a good tune, which we're going to do in a minute. Find a good tune and go for it, because I could get cliche on us and go, oh, you know what, like life's too short. But this job search thing, while it may feel and seem like it's going on forever, it's actually going to turn around. If you're in it, it's not going to last forever. And so in the meantime, between where you are and where you want to go, find those moments, those pockets, right? You don't have to wait for a holiday either. Find those moments when you can let loose.
Yes. And you have to break up that routine. Like, it could be mundane, just looking for work all day, every day, applying at jobs. I always say too that, like, especially if like people that have been, have recently been laid off, connect with your inner child, right? Learn something new. Maybe if you are looking to get a certification in digital marketing, UX research, like if this is a time where if you recently have experienced a layoff, this is a great time for you to reevaluate what you want in your next career move, right? So my thing is too, if, like for me, like when I was laid off last year, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna learn a bunch of different dance routines. I was taking like beach body workouts, learning the routine. And for me, it's like I always encourage people, include something in your day where you're learning something new, because that's going to break up the cycle. And then once you master that skill, it's going to boost up your confidence. And when you're in interviews, you could say, in addition to my job search, I was actually taking some courses on LinkedIn Learning, Coursera, because I was always had an interest in digital marketing. So
bam, right.
bam, bam,
And
boom.
in the actual like marketing world, we call those things pattern interrupts. So when you're interrupting those patterns, what you're doing is not only helping yourself, but also if you're sending those messages and if you're providing content on LinkedIn, something that's a pattern interrupt is going to allow people to pay attention, because it's not the same old thing over and over and over. So if you keep doing the same old thing every single day and you don't have any pattern interrupts, not only are things going to kind of get dry and boring, but also you're not going to necessarily be able to infuse the kind of energy that you're going to be able to take advantage of for those opportunities that are going to come at you. Oh my God, I just got this call. Let's do a dance party. Oh my God, this went south. Like, I need to pick myself up. So,
Yeah, exactly.
energy is such a big and important thing. And I know that, with the emotional roller coaster that invariably comes with the job search, this is a time to harness it and also let it loose at the same time. So tell us also, June, like, is there something that you kind of have as a go-to when you're running into these kind of, even in your job, you don't need to be a job seeker to be able to do all of this. So like, what is your kind of like process, or do you have one or don't you? Are you super loose about it? Do you take it into your personal life? Tell us about your, kind of piece or philosophy or practice around dance parties.
And in what context though? Like if I'm doing something new, or
so, like, how does it show up in your day-to-day life?
Yeah, this is actually an interesting question, because as you all know, I just started in a new role, okay, at my dream company. I'm going to touch on an imposter syndrome really quick.
Oh,
Um, and then I'm going to tie in how dancing and just how being my own best hype woman is kind of getting me through this. So I've shared too in the past couple of weeks, I've been rejected at Facebook twice before landing my job here. And I'm here, I'm like, yes, I made it. But I'm going to be real with y'all. I'm still kind of experiencing a little bit of imposter syndrome, like questioning myself, do I belong here? I'm working with top notch people in the industry. I'm like, I'm just lucky. Am I just lucky to be here? And for me, at the end of the day, I look back at my journey coming to this point and all of those rejections. And you see me talk about this all the time through my content. All of those situations where I've got rejected, where I was laid off, when I was going through depression, anxiety, all of those obstacles led, and the fact that I was able to overcome that by connecting with my inner child, by throwing myself dance parties, learning new things, putting myself out there on LinkedIn, has prepared me to be where I'm at right now. And to be honest with you, I was just talking about this with someone. The working environment, the working world is changing and evolving. And I feel like all of the work that I've done on LinkedIn during the pandemic, as far as networking calls, coaching, hosting workshops, hosting lives, building a personal brand from scratch, really helped me prepare for this next phase in my career at Meta. Because that's giving me the Bye, hubby. My husband's leaving. It's given me the confidence and the strategy on how to network internally at this large tech company. So, did that answer your question? I hope it did. It was kind of going all over the place.
And I like the way that you kind of steered this towards imposter syndrome, right? Because there is not a person alive that hasn't faced that or isn't facing that now. What I understand from one of my dear colleagues, Candace Kingston, is that imposter syndrome never goes away.
No.
It gets managed. And so what I'd like to raise my hand for is that this is part of the way to be your own hype person and to be able to use that momentum to overcome some of those kind of like feelings that can get in the way of performance, whether that's performing in an interview or whether it's performing in your day-to-day job, right? To use that as a way to kind of trick yourself even to, you know, do something that you're afraid of doing, or do something you think in some way, shape, or form, oh my God, you know, I'm not qualified.
Yeah.
So that is super, super awesome. I'm also curious because I know that you also use this in your home life. So talk to us a little bit about how you and your kids have taken this on, and kind of like the trickle down effect of how that's impacted your family. That's crazy.
No, yeah, and my children, and I talk about this all the time too, is they are my reason, they are my purpose, why I do what I do every day on LinkedIn and at work, is the fact that I'm embracing my uniqueness, embracing my hobbies and passions, and showing up the way I show up on LinkedIn as I would show up in like everyday life. And that's what I'm teaching my kids, right? But we love to dance. I've actually just recently found out that my son has an amazing singing voice. We did like a karaoke part. We did a karaoke party during our Thanksgiving get together,
Come on.
and I don't know. It's something that's very huge in our family. My husband's also a Leo. He also acts in high school. We're very kind of in tune with our like performing arts, like our passion for performing arts. It's just a kind of great way to break up the routine at home. As far as like we have like Dance Revolution, we'll do dancing parties at home. If my son is just the other day, the video that we did together, TikTok video, my daughter crashed the TikTok and she's like dancing and all that. But yeah, it's just all about just like moving your body, getting in tune with your inner child. And you know, I'm just trying to show my kids that you're never too old to learn something new, and like connect with those like old hobbies and passions that you love doing growing up as a child. So um, they're my biggest inspiration, and that's why I'm doing all that I'm doing here on LinkedIn and at work. So
You know what, I have to say that this kind of, you know, piece around self-expression,
yes.
it actually is a huge point of difference. People who are developing confidence, people who are also, you know, clearly wanting to differentiate in the marketplace, right? You know, anybody who's looking at a million, you know, LinkedIn profiles being a hiring manager, it's like, good night. So this is an opportunity to use that self-expression, be it your personal brand, using it throughout, you know, as a through line in your content. You know, I'm not wearing this silver jacket for nothing, right? Like, people know that I'm a forever Bee Gees fan. And so if I had the opportunity to wear this every day, I probably would, because disco is a thing for me.
Right.
And I even get like people sending me, thank you, Sonal, you know, little Bee Gees things here and there and everywhere.
Oh, that's so
And
cute.
and that touches my heart, because it says you are seeing me for who I am, outside of just, you know, the raw information, right?
No, I love that. This is like part of your blueprint, really,
There
right? The
you
fact
go.
that you are a Bee Gees fan. I'm a Justin Timberlake fan, obviously. Like, we were dancing Justin Timberlake in our TikTok.
Yes.
And that's the thing too, is like express who you are, express what you love to do, because it's part of you, and that's going to make you stand out. That's going to be like your strength, your superpower, right? People are going to remember you. And you don't have to, like, when it comes to like content on LinkedIn, as for like job seekers, you don't have to constantly post about what you're looking for on the market. You could share what you have been doing on the side to kind of help rejuvenate and inspire you to keep motivated, you know, during the job search. So just mix it up a bit, because yeah, at the end of the day, we're more than just our job titles and our careers. We are human beings. We are artists. We are aspiring actresses. Embrace it. It's part of who you are. It's part of your blueprint.
Okay. So we're going to take a little dance break. And since your eyes lit up when I played this song, we have a song to end with, but we're going to use this as a little break, and I'm going to play this right now. So.
I am not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. I am just like my country. I'm young, scrappy, and hungry, and I'm not throwing away my shot. I get a scholarship to King's College. I probably should have got amazed and astonished. The problem is a lot of brains, but no polish. I gotta holler just to be heard with every word. I drop knowledge. I'm a diamond in the rough. The shining piece of coal, trying to reach my goal.
I'm in the rough, y'all.
Unimpeachable, only 19, but my mind is sober. These New York City streets get colder. I shoulder every burden, every disadvantage I learned.
Yeah, do a rap. Come on, June.
I don't want to rap.
Yes, you can.
Okay. Not yet.
So let me spell out the name. I am the A-I-Yes, A-N-T-E-R. We are meant to be a cop.
So I stopped this because I wanted everybody to know that I put it in the chat, there's this playlist. And so find songs that are super appropriate in this actual playlist that I put together. My Shot is there. And I don't know about you, but there have been times where I needed to hear that. Oh my God. And totally, yes. Hamilton. Yes, Andrew, it was from Hamilton, called My Shot. And, you know, these songs and the words and that rap, oh my God, get me going, right?
Yeah, it's a great hype song to listen to before you. Oh, hey, me. Is it me? Am I saying it correctly? He sent me a voice note. I owe you a voice note back. But yeah, these types of songs, I just actually commented on Andrew Seaman's post yesterday. He talked about any tips out there for job seekers to calm those pre-jitters before an interview. And that was one of my recommendations, is put your favorite hype song on and dance to it.
Oh
And
my
listen
God.
to, like, for me, when I listen to music, I listen and hang on to every single word. Music is also, for me, like, has been so therapeutic. When I was laid off last year, and I've like incorporated song lyrics to my content too on LinkedIn. But one of the songs I was listening to and hung on to every word was like Katy Perry's Firework. Just like super cheery.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the thing too, is like you gotta find ways on like how to like hype yourself up. And if it's music, listening to music, writing poetry, dancing, doing something creative, that's gonna help you kind of build that mindset and mentality that, you know, you are gonna slay this interview, you are gonna do amazing in this interview, and they just like, you deserve to be at that interview, you know, or at that company that you just recently started at. Talking to myself here as I'm talking to you.
No, I also want to offer the opposite, right? Like on this playlist, for example, is I still haven't found what I'm looking for. Okay. Like it's kind of sappy, but you know, it can also bring a little levity to the situation. And also, you know, another one bites the dust. I mean, I've said that about boyfriends, you know, another one bites the dust, you know, and it's kind of like gives me a little bit of, you know, okay, don't take yourself so seriously, like, and another one down and another one down. So, you know, I mean, I know that these are kind of corny, but at the same time, the words can make a big difference in terms of how you're able to overcome something, hype yourself up, and also be inclusive with other people. Because when your family and your friends start like, oh, yay, I'm so glad you put this in
I did on TikTok.
Yes. And when your family and friends are kind of on board, that momentum, oh my God, it can be such a game changer. And if you have a song, you can even make a song for, you know, this season or whatever it is to kind of keep that going. So, you know, for anybody who works with me, you know that I'm all about creatives and marketers. And I hear all the time, oh, I'm a creative problem solver. I'm a creative problem solver. Guess what? This is a creative way to solve the problem of your energy. This is not just like a kind of like, you know, good time just for the sake of a good time, although there's nothing wrong with that either.
No, of course.
It actually has legs to it. And so I love that you are using that on LinkedIn. And I'm just curious, like, you know, do you have a holiday playlist? How are you going to take this in your you know, season, and then how are you going to use it, June, how are you going to use it to get rid of some of those I guess nerves with what's happening, in your new job, because that's real life, right?
No, it is. Yeah. Well, music and then doing something creative. Like for me, I do have a coach. Um, Rob Gaber, if you're out there, he's my coach. He's amazing. For me, what's actually helping me really keep grounded and reminding myself I belong at Facebook Meta and overcoming that imposter syndrome, to be honest, it's my LinkedIn community, really. And I haven't been posting consistently just because I've been so slammed at work. But I know that I love creating content. I love sharing and helping job seekers by giving them career tips. And for me, like it's a balance between like on getting onboarded at my new job, but I'm also trying to give back to my community because for me, like doing that is also helping me remind myself I'm good at what I do as far as coaching, offering support. I freaking like I've helped so many people in their job search and to like look at the DMs that I receive. I have a folder in my drive of all of the DMs that I've received in my past, year and a half. Anytime I feel any self-doubt, and this is for like everyone out there, if you're starting a new job, if you're a job seeker, if you're starting a new business, have a brag file, have a brag folder, and look at that. Anytime you feel imposter syndrome, because that's going to remind you that to be present with your success, to be present with what you're going through and facing right now, because at the end of the day, we're all human, and we are emotional human beings and creatures, and it's going to be normal for you to go through that. So yeah, at the end of the day, like surround yourself with people that are going to uplift you. Have a brag file, and then also too, I love showing props here. I've also have like a vision board, and this is
That
cute.
is awesome.
Look at this, Lauren. I put here earlier this year. I don't know if we're doing top voices for this year, but I did make it to the LinkedIn Talent Finalist Award
Yes,
for
you did.
finalists for being a talent advocate.
Yes.
So even though I didn't win, I felt like I won with a nomination. So
listen, being recognized is a huge thing, and having a vision board and keeping those front and center. They say it is actually scientifically proven. If you write down your goals, you're 60+% more likely to achieve them. So you can write and dance afterwards, but use those and put some energy around it, because there is no mistaking the fact that energy flows where attention goes. And so that is like, it is not
I feel that.
It is for real. And
I want to share a quick story really quick. This is like a picture of Hawaii because I wanted to be in Hawaii, and I was in Hawaii in August. I wrote in my journal, my birthday month in August, that this year or next year, I'm going to be working at one of my dream companies. In my journal, Lauren, the week I got back, I got reached out by 3 top tech companies in the world, and they all reached out to me, and I didn't apply to it. It was all people that referred me, like on the background, right? So my thing is like, absolutely, when it comes to writing your goals, setting your intentions, write it down, speak it to existence. Because for me, like I'm a huge believer of the law of attraction. And if you don't talk about your goals, if you're not sharing it with other people, or even like sharing it to yourself, like with the writing it down in your journal, then your mindset's not going to be there, right? Like you want to prepare your mindset mentally that you already have this in front of you, right? So does that make sense?
I had to speak it into existence, put your energy into it with dance or whatever you want to do, right? And use that not just as a throwaway, but really, really invest in that energy, because it is a metaphysical fact that like attracts like. So you put that out there and it is eventually going to find it. Is it going to happen on your timing? Probably not.
Right.
But at the same time, don't give up. Use your body, use music, vision boards. I love that you brought that up. Goal setting. I mean, everybody's going to be talking about goal setting in another week or two if they aren't already, because it obviously will be a page turner for the new year. But again, like, just because it's January doesn't mean that you can't do it throughout the year and consistently. I have a very similar story. I have my vision board or my goals right by my desk. And just the other day, I was kind of looking at some of my internal, goals that I had planned. And literally, I am like, I am right at the threshold of what I had planned. And I was like, oh my God, how did that happen? How did that happen? It wasn't like I was constantly thinking about it, but just having it written down, that held me accountable in my brain.
Right. Exactly.
In my brain. Yeah, for sure. So, June, I have to tell you, even before you came on this show, I've been a huge raving fan. And so when, and I've also followed your incredible rise on LinkedIn, now on TikTok, everywhere you go. I want to be around your energy, and everyone else does too. It's no surprise. So it is magnetic. It's a huge attraction. So sometimes I feel like, oh my God, I have so much energy, I'm going to like push people away. And then I have to remind myself, I am this person. I can kind of calibrate it accordingly. I don't need to like show up to like big executive meetings wearing this jacket anyway.
No,
but I can adjust to my audience. But at the same time, it's not something that I want to hide.
No, don't hide it. No. Yeah. And it's all about like tailoring it to your audience too, right? Like you said. I do hear my little one crying.
Okay, well, we're going to take this out. We are going to take this out with one of our favorite songs for right now anyway. And I hope that this brings some joy and happiness to everybody. Happy holiday.
Happy.
All I do is win, no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. Every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up. And they say that, and they say that, and they say that.
We love you. Thank
All we do is win, y'all. Bye, everyone. My kids are going to crash. We're going to go.
Thank you.